welcome to this curriculum project created for the Reading Methodology Secondary class presented by Tia M. Coley. Part 1, the physical classroom. This 28 by 36 in dimension class can accommodate 28 students grouped in sets of 4 for peer collaboration. It includes a write-in, discussion, and reading area, as well as teacher resource area and technology center equipped with personal Chromebooks and additional student tools and resources. Part 2, a culturally responsive instructional plan. This plan includes 2 lessons, one focused on reading and the other writing. Lesson Plan 1. Researching and analyzing text. For the sake of this presentation, I broke this lesson up into 3 parts, explaining the before, during, and after. For this lesson, students will research multiple print and digital texts in order to analyze alternative points of view of the same topic or issue to help develop their perspectives. Before, based on previous interest survey taken in Google Forms, student will be placed in small groups in order to research a topic of interest. This text-based grouping will be beneficial for peer discussion and collaboration. Arguments may include, should there be school all year round? Which sport should America's newest pastime be? And how old should students have to be in order to have social media? Students will first watch a mini lesson on YouTube created by the teacher on how to find valid sources on their topic through research. Students will begin researching topics using their Chromebooks. During, students will begin annotating using previously taught strategies. In order to track their understanding, they will complete a reader's response chart. This graphic organizer will include reading connections and questions, inferences and notes of conclusion, vocabulary acquisition, summary of larger pieces of text. Following, students will complete an illustration expressing their thoughts of their topics. These illustrations will display a brief summary, and each group will take a gallery walk within their group in order to broaden students' understanding of their topics. After, following, students will participate in an online debate. Within their groups, they will discuss and argue their points of view. They must post 1 initial response and 5 rebuttal responses within their group's chat. These responses should include factual evidence derived from their research. Lesson Plan 2, Argumentative Essay Writing. Students will write an argumentative essay on a controversial issue that affects them or their peers culturally, economically, or socially. After careful research of alternative points of view on this issue and reflecting on how their perspective may change, they will end up writing their essay. Students will be given an exemplar essay and in small groups asked to identify its elements. With this, they are to create a rubric for a good essay. Each group will be given time to present their rubrics to the class. Following, the teacher will lead a class discussion to develop final rubrics in which students will use when writing their essays. After viewing a mini YouTube lesson on essay format, students will then use graphic organizers to help construct their essays before they begin typing. Part 3, the assessment plan. Here we will look at various forms of assessments for this lesson. This includes formal, informal, as well as peer assessments. In addition, we will also look at ways to ensure culturally responsive family involvement and a response to intervention plan. Formal assessments that will be completed for this assignment is an argumentative essay, where students will express their thoughts on a particular topic and provide evidence to support their claim. The essay must include 5 paragraphs introductory, body, as well as conclusion. This has to have counterclaim as well as a rebuttal or refute for their counterclaim. The informal assessment will be conducted through online blogging debate, in which students were to take part in a group discussion arguing their point of view after their research. Teacher will use their post, their initial post, and their rebuttal post in order to grade them. Another assessment is the student or peer assessment. This will be done as students collaborate to create essay rubrics. After groups analyze the exemplar essay and develop the rubric, they will then use these in order to edit and provide feedback for their peers' essay. In order to be sure that we're culturally responsive and including families, we will include the following: student choice based on interest survey, notes home to parents in reference to the assignment with deadlines and due dates. Students will also be required to interview 2 family members in reference to their topic to get their perspectives on the issue. In addition, the class Weebly site will have dates, reminders, online lessons, as well as additional resources. The assessment RIT or RTI plan is based upon a student, Eric Rodriguez. This is a 7th grade student who, although has high speech fluency and articulation skills, is easily distracted and has problems comprehending longer texts. This will include some of his loves for sports, video games, and art, and his desire to be a professional soccer player. In addition, there also will be help in order to increase his ability to comprehend. Response to intervention. On a tier 1 level, the major thing we'll be looking at is text annotation. This means that as an active reader, he will be able to predict, generate questions, infer in order to answer questions, make connections, and summarize texts for breaking down bigger parts of text. Tier 2 support will be graphic organizers. These are helpful in highlighting important ideas, especially with longer text. This will allow the student to break up information and identify aiding literacies such as the text features. In addition, they might just be paired up in order to collaborate ideas. For Tier 3, the goal is for us to prevent severe problems. This is for students who fall significantly below the performance level of their peers. This support will include one-on-one teacher assistance, guided reading questions, definitions, and illustrations of difficult words. Part 4, Student Text. From the picture books to fiction books, nonfiction books, and poems, they are all shaped around looking at sports, how sports may have helped individuals and society, how they have shaped America's society, and the changes that have been shifting in America's pastime. These also include interactive websites that include polls, as well as web-based articles that argue what sport is America's favorite pastime. Part 5, Reflecting and Sharing Knowledge. Overall, I believe that most teachers in my school, especially those from other content areas, will benefit from this classroom project. As an English educator, the responsibility of teaching literacy has always appeared to be solely ours. Nevertheless, after taking this course and completing this task, it is clear that the focus should be there for all subjects. Reading is strategic in a meaning-making process because it requires educators to teach students to develop and properly utilize their comprehension skills in order to understand academic texts and find deeper meaning in what they read. Being such a daunting task, it is not completely up to just one subject area. Teaching students how to become literate will require strategies that may come in many forms and can be used in various subjects. Whether using collaborative methods such as peer or group discussion, online tools, or explicit comprehension instructions such as summarizing and keeping tracks of reading through annotations, students must be required to engage in higher level text and challenged to grapple with understanding in all content areas. Going forward, in order to effectively pass this knowledge on to other colleagues, I believe purposeful and powerful planning must take place. This should also include all teachers from all content areas. This type of cross-curricular and interdisciplinary planning will provide the teachers with the opportunity to not only exchange strategies, but content area as well. As a teacher, my role in content literacy is to provide a dynamic learning environment that meets the needs of all my students. It is my responsibility to ensure all students are challenged with complex texts using new literacies and that they have the skills to comprehend them. This means being intentional of what and how I plan, incorporating students' interests and diversities. This also requires me to continue my own learning in order to ensure I'm ready to teach a 21st century learner. Some of my references. I hope you really enjoyed this plan. Thank you.